Hi, Pat Battle here with Living Web Farms for the next installation of our series Resilience Daily, which we're doing in cooperation with the Organic Grower School. And we're continuing to talk about seed saving and taking advantage of the opportunities that may be in your garden or in a friend's garden where you can get some seeds for this year. And so right now we're looking at loofahs. We grow these loofahs along the fence here because we don't eat loofahs, although I will speak to the fact that they can be edible. We grow summer squash that we like more. And why we grow them here and seize this area where we don't eat them is because of lead. Lead was put in gasoline from the 30s into the 70s and has accumulated along our roadsides. So you want to make it a point to not eat anything from within 25 feet of a road because you may be getting more lead than you want to. So we use this fence to grow loofahs, which we delight people with. Most people aren't aware that loofahs come from a plant. A lot of people anyways think that they're a product of the sea, but no, they're in the squash family, and we're eating the inside structure from whence the seeds come from. So we actually grow so many loofahs that they just sit out here, and during the year as people visit the farm, which certainly isn't happening right now, they say, "What's that?" We say they're loofahs. They're amazed to hear that. We show them that we can peel them down to this. So if you're going to peel these at this stage, I would soak them again. I can show you that the process can be done, but it's very slow if you don't have them soaked because the skin kind of holds to it. But you can do it. And they may get a little moldy. You might want to bleach them with hydrogen peroxide so they look nice and pretty. But these have so many uses. My dear friend Yana Fishman pointed out to me that if you're washing your dishes and you hate the fact that dish rags get smelly so fast, cut a piece of loofah off and use it because it's got so much air in between, it'll dry quickly and will never get smelly. So that's a loofah, not that hard to peel, but even easier if you soak them. And I think I found one that's got a more audible version of the seeds. You can hear they're in there, right? And you can get them out simply by shaking them out. These seeds are going to be good. And I'm not going to do the process, but frankly, I would have to peel this more and beat the heck out of it for quite a while to get 90% of the seeds out. And the last few will take very significant energy. But it's possible. You can get them all out of there. Or you could cheat and cut this up into pieces because you're not going to use it as a whole backwashing loofah, but rather for dishwashing and other things like that. In which case you would get the seeds out by cutting it up and removing them. These can be planted right now, and they will give you loads of loofahs. It's good to plant them inside now so that they're nice, big, vigorous plants when you put them out. They would come up from seed and give you some loofahs. But because they're a long season plant, you'll get more if you start them in. I'd start them in 4-inch pots, and when the roots are pretty well filled out in that pot, you have a nice root ball, that's when to plant it out. That should be after the 15th of May. These are not hardy, they're in the cucurbit family. Another thing to know about these is we don't eat them, but if you pick them young, as in about no bigger than that, and they're probably about that long, maybe sometimes that long, they're going to be fine eating. They may have a slight bitterness, but they'll be quite delightful. Work really good in Asian food, which is not afraid of that bitterness, and that's where a lot of these gourds are eaten. But for us, we don't eat them because we have tons of summer squash that we like the taste of way more. Though as I say that, I'm thinking how medicinal bitter can be, and maybe we should have some of these growing where we can eat them. We did actually last year grow some super long ones in the garden at the farm at North River, and they were actually edible too. They're actually loofahs that can get like 3 or 4 feet long and be edible at that stage. They're not growing here.